So this is a quick one. This is the Rivnut case. And you guys might have seen a long time ago I did this. And I knew all along that there was a way to get around this. I've got this. I've got actually some inserts for those. Trays, right? All that. This stuff's going to come out. And I'm going to foam it. And here's the foam I'm going to use. Right? Now we got to cut the rest of these out. And we will do that here in a minute. But I wanted to show you sort of the before. And then I'll show you the after. Oh yeah, Kaizen cut kit. So I realized I missed something. It was Grogu. Actually these, which this is not the full height. So you need to space this up. Yes, Grogu, I know. We're gonna get to it. So these go in and they help bring it up. And then where that is the height that we're working to. So let's go ahead and put those in and then you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rest of this out. And yes, I know I said so twice now. I'm gonna use this and then I'm gonna go ahead and use the air file converted sander. But what I wanna do is cut the rest of that out. And what I did is just place this marker on here, on this layer of foam, because you wanna leave enough of this that you don't cut through the angle. And there's already an indentation, so I'm gonna go high, which is why I did that. Get it off, right? I'm gonna have to cut my foam for my bins that I'm keeping, which is based off of that mark and that mark, and then this mark on this side. But I want the foam to come all the way up to look sort of like it's all one piece. And the only place the foam will be missing is where the bins are. And then this center section, I can put other stuff in. But like I said, we're digressing. Well, I didn't, like I said, we're digressing. Like I said, but I didn't say. So I'm gonna battery this up, get this foam out, cut this, and then we'll test it with the big piece. So I'm just removing as much of the burrs as possible and cleaning up all this slag or whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna go get the piece of foam and we're gonna test fit it. There you go. So if you look, the foam is set. It's nice and flush. And this is when you choose the Kaizen option that says fill to top. This is what you get. So nice and pretty. As you can see, it's right there at the top. So what I'll do then is I'll mark on the bottom of this piece of foam where those the indentations for the bins go, because this one gets 2 bins and this one gets 1 bin. And then I'll go ahead and mark where the tool is, get it cut out. Okay, so there's the third time I said it. All right, I marked the back one by just doing it simply, right? Lean the bin in, mark it. This one, I marked both. And as you can see, oh, yeah. Thank you, Grogu. I've got my mark based on the bin. I'll go ahead and cut the bottom. The bottom will be hidden. And if I make a mistake, oh, he agrees. Yes, if I make a mistake, everything will be okay. If I can remove more, I can. If I take too much off, it'll be hidden. So I'll go ahead and get this cut, test, and if it works, I transfer it to the upper piece. Let's do it. So everything is good in the force. They fit, they're fine. So now I can go ahead and get this transferred over to the big piece of foam. And then I'll have the he agrees. I'll have the big piece done, and then it's time to cut out for the tool. Thank you, Grogu. Okay, so change of plans. I made a mark there on the case, and I made a mark there, and then I brought the bin up and pushed it to the back part. I brought the other bin, and since it doesn't really center in that corner, I put two, lined them up so they were nice and flush with each other, and then got this line there, and this is going to be my smallest cut point. So if I cut this and it's too tight, I can always make it bigger. If it's too big, well, then they rattle. Now, granted, they touch the top, but us foam people, you know, we're particular. So let's go ahead and cut this out. Another quick tip. So you can use he's always got something to say. Use a square, right? I'm using two of them, and I'm lining that up, and I'm checking my line, but I'm also going to use that line to just drag my knife down. Yeah. Okay, well, he's using the force, so let's get this cut. Okay, so there's another one. We're at 4, I think. All right, so there's the lid. Cutouts. You want to give these a little bit of room. If they're super tight and they're pushed this way, they will hit on that plastic edge. Now, it's not the end of the world, I guess, but obviously your lid is meant to keep them in place. Now, I open this up. Really? You don't believe me? And that's going to go there. Always want to leave enough room so that the foam can hold itself without the tool in there. I am going to go ahead and get my silver, and I'll probably extend this all that it goes and check that as well. And then I'll get an outline and I'll get this cut in. Okay, thank you, Grogu. Gosh, you always got to steal the attention. And my eggs. Okay, not going to say it. I don't know how to transition from that, but this is what I've done. I got it cut out, and I went ahead and got rid of this detail because it was just too flimsy. I am looking through my stash of reject bins, and these are like bins like that we wouldn't send to a customer. And I'm trying to see if I've got some 4-way of these, because what I need to do is find a way to divvy these up. There are files out there to do like 6 ways of these and 8 ways. And I'm just too busy printing stuff for other people because that's the way it should be. So for now, I'm just going to have to waste some space. But I promise I'm going to print 6 ways or 8 ways for here. And if I can do 8 ways, I can do metric, standard, whatever, top and bottom. I do have a bunch of these nuts that I want to put in here because this will basically, I'll just change it to Riv and nuts. But yeah, and I know a lot of you will hate this because there's wasted space, but I don't care because this is only going to be for this. I wouldn't put a bunch more in here. And yes, if I had just filled this with PACKOUT, or if I had done what Dan did and got the smaller one of these, I could have had this whole side. And what I might go ahead and do is take areas like this and put some of the small bins in, or I might do that. So I'm waiting for the whiff to come back in from the room of rejects, and I will go ahead and see what I can lay out and what I can go ahead and maximize using the bins that I have. Okay, thank you, Grogu, whatever. All right, I am using my alcohol wipes to clean up the last bit. I would like you guys to comment, because I know how much you love it when we foam people waste space, if I should move these out of here and do a stack along there. I mean, honestly, they fit there, and if I cut it into the foam, it makes it, for what I think, look cluttered. But this does give me more room. So you can see, I've got nuts, I got the Rivnuts, assortments in there, and there. And if I have a little bit room to expand, the lid fits. I will probably cut a slit for the wrench. I wanted to show you, this is the cutout and a little trick, right? This works pretty good to nice flatten your area, but when you do that, it leaves this foam really like sort of, I don't know, snowy looking. So all you gotta do is take a heat gun and carefully, and you gotta be real careful and you gotta be sort of quick once it gets hot, but it will actually smooth out the foam so that you have a nice smooth layer and not sort of the snowy feeling. But I've used just about everything. Milwaukee scissors, those. This helps you make nice straight cuts. I always keep the alcohol pads in the kit so that I can clean up my marks. That's the Kaizen cut kit. And that's a complete pack out. So I'm gonna go ahead and steal this from Gogu. He's been sipping this a little too much, and I'm gonna pack out of here. I did want to add, will you stop interrupting? So this video is sort of a great mark for me to point out that I am going to start categorizing stuff. So if I do a tool review, it'll be tool review. But when it's this pack out, for example, which is the standard profile, and it'll have a, 8433 or whatever it is, I will be putting a playlist together for anything Kaizen Foam. Right? I already have ones for Deckout. I already have ones for Dennis Smallbones. I should have one for Grogu. And then I'm going to have one for each size of the pack out. So you can go onto the YouTube channel. Sorry about my feet. And you can see all of the playlists. And if you want to know what you can fit in a standard profile, full-size pack out, you'll be able to find that playlist and watch those videos. Thank you, Grogu. So I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you click there, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This is a JakeOfALL video, and I'm going to pack out and drink that drink.